Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Terry, and you're watching Lamont's Life.
Hey, George.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Terry. Once again, if you're tuning in, this is Lamont's Life. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I've probably been like trying to put it together, the numbers. Last episode I did was probably like in March, maybe April, or maybe May, something like that. That's what I'm saying, man. Life been life, and man, I can't complain. But you just take it one day at a time. You can't really. I try not to put a lot of stress on myself. So just take things as they go, good and bad, one day at a time. That's really all you can do. But I'm glad to be back in this space because I don't know, I've been like, I'm like, man, I need to get back on the pod. I tell people too, like, man, I'm finna do an episode tonight. Or I was just talking to my sister the other day, like, man, I'm finna do an episode. Don't do it or BS, and just don't even, just put it on the back burner. But this is something I definitely really need to get back to because I want to grow. Like I said, I want to grow this and push it, and do something positive with it. So I'm definitely gonna get back to it and being consistent. Just having that sense of like, all right, let me just do. Even if it's not, it don't even got to be that long. But just make sure it has substance. Make sure you getting the point across, and make sure it means something. But yeah, it's been a lot going on. I've been dealing with family stuff, school, work, just typical life stuff. Adulting. It's crazy, I know. But that's pretty much, I won't say that's all it is, but to keep it short, that's all it is. Um my life's gotten way longer. If y'all, I don't know if y'all see the camera right now, but yeah, I do got the two strands right now. Let me fix that. Oh yes, on the side. Fix that. So that's right. Okay. So yeah, I got the two strands right now. I don't have a haircut. That's fine though. I don't really care. But yeah, I got the two strands right now. But man, it's a lot of few. I said a lot of few. A lot of different things I want to touch on. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to touch on, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been hearing about this too, is the Kendrick and Drake. Drake. I can't even talk today. That's crazy. Kendrick and the Drake beef. I'm pretty sure. I know so many people have talked about it already, but that beef was solid. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty good. I think when did it start? It started with the like that. Kendrick came out with like that. He's like fuck that big three. It's just big me. I said whoa. So we started with that, and then Drake came out with his, and then it's been back and forth. But at the end of the day, man, not like us. People can say what they want to. Like I feel like it low key is getting to a point where it's like oh, it's played out. People don't need to play, but I'm like, I mean, I still enjoy me personally. I still enjoy the song. I don't. I haven't got to that point where I'm just like, I'll turn that shit off. But no, I haven't. You know, haven't got to a point like that with that song. But I would say if you ask me, are you Team Drake or King Kendrick? Team Kendrick. I've always been a fan of Kendrick since he dropped. Like the first song I heard from him was I think the first time I heard him was when he was on like he was on like B 106 in Park or something. They had this video on there. I think it was like swimming pool or something, but long time ago. But I've always been a fan of Kendrick, and with Drake, I wouldn't say I've necessarily hated Drake because Drake has made some really good music. But as far as rap goes, Drake is not on Kendrick's level. Like rapping, no. Like Kendrick is a better rapper by far. Kendrick doesn't really go into other avenues like pop or singing or anything like that. Like, that's what Drake does. Like he's really good at that. So people say, "Oh, Drake is a better artist." Okay, that's a good argument. That's a great argument. But Kendrick is a better rapper. He has more like you could say a whole bunch of different. Like he has more Grammys. You could say, "Oh, well, he has these number one hits." Blah blah blah. It's like that's fine, but I mean, if you're looking at the stuff that people say hold value in rap or in music, it's like, okay, well, he has more this than this person. He has more. So it's like, I think about stuff like that. But I mean, I don't hate Drake. Obviously, some stuff came out. Hey, certified lover boy, certified pedophile. But no, it's just, hey, I don't hate him. I don't dislike him. I mean, his music, he got some pretty good music. But hey, bro, you got to just. It ain't no allegations, bro. We seen it in video, like on like for real. So don't act like you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just allegations, accusations. Nah, bro. We caught you in 4K. All right, so you better handle that. Same critique. I mean, they was talking about how he was beating on his wife. He was doing this. I'm like, I don't. Man, y'all gotta address that stuff in one way or another. So, hey, I'm not gonna speak too much on it because, like I said, hey, Drake, we caught you though. I ain't gonna say Kendrick, we caught you, because we didn't catch. I mean, with Kendrick, it was just allegations, like they said. He put his hands on the wife, but I don't know because I didn't. We didn't see it. There's no. I don't know if there's documentation or not. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But as far as the beef goes, I was definitely team Kendrick for sure. But I don't hate. What I'm saying, I don't hate Drake. I don't got no ill will towards Drake. Like Drake is still a good rapper. Like he's a decent rapper. He's a good artist. So that's how I look at it. It's like it's a beef. They both help each other grow because Kendrick has some hits, Drake has some hits. You feel me? Drake, you know, grew from that beef. Kendrick grew from the beef. So it's like, I mean, and then Kendrick did a little pop out show. So it's like, then that did some numbers. So I'm like, damn. So they both benefited from it. I feel like very, very well. Sorry if y'all do hear that. I may have to do a quick pause during the show because that means, yeah, that means my ring camera is gonna go off because that means somebody is moving somewhere in and around the neighborhood. So that goes off. My apologies. I'll probably cut that out. If not, then you'll see this message. But anyway, um, yeah, that's all I really had to say about that. Great music. Great competition. Because a lot of times in music, you get all these buddy and like, oh, that's my people. That's my nah. Fuck that. Fuck that. Like your mom's a bitch. Like yeah, I said it. Like like shit. Like you want to get that excitement and that tension going. You know what I'm saying? That competitiveness. Like it ain't really a lot of that in rap today. Like a lot of people, and it's cool. Like don't get me wrong. It's cool to have them situations where people got your back and this and that. But it's like, fuck all that, bro. This shit is a competition. I want to be the best. I ain't trying to be the best person's apprentice. Nigga. I'm trying to be better than him. I'm trying to be better than her. So it's not a situation where it's like, oh, that's bad for. No, it's not. It's good because it's good for ratings. It's good for both artists because they get to grow and shit. It's gonna show you who like that and who not. So they not like us. Like, but that's just how I look at it. I don't really think beef is a bad thing, but I just like nowadays it's just too much buddy in rap, and it's like, oh, we're all friends and we're all no, 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 no. I don't like you, and I'm gonna put it on a song. Like, just do that. Like, come on now, make money. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here shooting. Don't be out here killing. You don't like them, put it on the song. Make it a hit. You know what I'm saying? If you're the person they talking about, put it on the song. Make a hit. Respond back. You know what I'm saying? Do stuff like that. Don't really, you know what I'm saying? And it's some rappers be like, I don't beef, I don't do this, I don't do that, I'll shoot, or I'm like, what? So you telling me you'll rather risk your freedom or your life because you don't want to beef with somebody? So you telling me you'll rather risk the opportunity to make money because your pride, because you feel like you gotta shoot somebody, or you feel like you gotta check somebody because like I don't know, I don't get it. But anyway, that's it is what it is. I guess you look at things how you want to look at them in that perspective. But moving on, you know what I'm saying? Great beef. Me personally, I feel like how it went, Kendrick won the beef. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna be honest. And I'm just not even trying to be. I'm not trying to be. I can't think of the word right now. It's pissing me off because it's right on the tip of my tongue. I'm not trying to be. What's that word when you're like? I'm not trying to show favoritism because I mean, I study Kendrick more and I'm more of a Kendrick fan, but or bias. That's what it is. I'm not trying to show bias, but Kendrick won that beef. That's just how I feel. But anyway, moving on. Next thing I wanted to get into was the Olympics, more specifically basketball. I'm gonna touch on a few other things in the Olympics that I know about, but basketball. I got a chance to watch. It was like one of their like I guess like exhibition games, Team USA against Team Canada, and Team USA. They got I'm gonna say guys, but they got the guys. They got what? Bron, Steph, KD, Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, Halliburton, like Bam, like and Team USA is tough. Like for real, for real. Team USA is tough. And then Canada, obviously they got Dylan Brooks. Who's that guy? But they got Shea, SGA, MV Shea. My fault. They got his cousin Nikhil Alexander. They got Dort. I know Dort is on Canada. I mean, like Canada got some dogs. They just they don't have no bigs. So any team that has bigs might run through. I ain't gonna say run through Canada, but it's gonna be tough for Canada to play against teams that have not only bigs, but if you got consistent bigs or you got bigs that are in the league or in like the Euro League or that are in a major league, yeah, that's dangerous right there. I know that's dangerous. But I watched a little bit of the game versus Canada, because I didn't even know they was playing. I was like, I was seeing on the internet, I was seeing the highlight. I was like, that was an hour ago. That was the first quarter. They should still be playing. So I look up, there's like in the third, and I had just seen like not a bunch of videos, but I seen videos of LeBron setting screens on Dylan Brooks, or LeBron setting the screen on Dylan Brooks, and Steph hitting a three. I'm like, bro, nigga, Steph and LeBron is on the same team. Like, bro, what? And I seen a clip of Steph throwing LeBron a lob. I said, this team might be like that for real. Like it's crazy, but it's just good to see, that Olympic basketball, man. Because 2020 we didn't get one because of COVID. 2016, I don't really remember 2016 too well. I probably should. I should remember a lot better, but I don't remember it as well as I should. 2016. I know. KD was on that team. I know Melo was on that team. I know Boogie was on that team. I know Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. I don't know if Steph was on that team. I'm not sure, but 2016 was a solid team. But I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I can't remember too much from 2016. But anyway, obviously 2020 we didn't go in. If you ask me right now, who do I think is gonna win the Olympics? Obviously I'm gonna say, I'm pulling for Team USA, but it could really go. What I'm saying, France is looking solid. Wembanyama look like he done put on a little bit of muscle. I don't know if anybody saw, but It was a clip I saw on the internet. They was in practice. He was on the left wing. I don't know if he caught it or he just took a dribble, but he took a dribble. He took like two dribbles, did a misdirection back, step back, and made the three. I said, yeah, bro. This man is 7'3", doing misdirection step backs, bro. And then he casually just throwing lobs to Gobert because Gobert on France too. I'm like, what the fuck? So you might watch out for France because they tough. They tough. Obviously you got Serbia with Jokic. He's always a problem. I don't know too many other guys on Serbia, so my apologies, but I just don't know nobody else on Serbia. You got Greece, obviously Giannis and his brother. The other day, it was a stat. One of the games because I guess they doing like the Euro Cup right now. Where all the European teams is playing, but Giannis had like a perfect game. He had like I think he had made like 11 field goals and like 11 free throws. Something like it was something crazy. It was a crazy stat. But his brother Thanasis is doing pretty well too. I'm like, shit, man. But that's why you gotta realize, because people clown Giannis's brother for having a roster spot, but you gotta think about it. If anybody that's clowning him played him 1-on-1 or played in a 5-on-5 setting, like if he came to like a YMCA or like a just just a random park or a court, and played like randoms 5-on-5 or played somebody 1-on-1, he would cook. Not even trying to be. He would cook because people forget he was in the league before Giannis, and he was on the Knicks for a few years, and then something happened. He got out of the league, and he just now getting back to the league. So I mean, like the Nets is not. He nice. He ain't consistent. I'll say 100%. He not consistent. He gonna give you some effort though. That's one thing is he gonna give consistent effort. The stats ain't gonna show up consistently, but he gonna give you some effort. And no, if I wouldn't play him 1-on-1. That nigga, he's a pro. So don't take nobody that's a pro lightly. So I'm just saying, like you might think, oh, he trash. He shouldn't be in the league. Yeah, but you probably wouldn't beat that nigga 1-on-1. That's like it's just what it is. But nah, man, you got Greece. Who else you got? I would say Slovenia, but they got knocked out by Greece, I believe. They got knocked out by somebody, so they don't even qualify for Olympics. Which is kind of trash. But I think Luka does need to get a rest. That man has been hooping for like the longest, and he was hurt in the playoffs. So, but anyway, I'm trying to think of who else. Australia. I don't really know about Australia, honestly. I just don't think they have enough consistency as far as shooting. I don't think they have enough shooting consistency to really, really compete with anybody. They do have playmakers. Obviously, they got people that can, handle the ball and make plays, but they don't have nobody that can really, consistently shoot that I can see from their roster. I could be wrong. Somebody might prove me wrong, but I just don't see much with Australia. Obviously Canada. They're, I mentioned them a little bit earlier. Really every other team is just like a, question mark because it's really like I don't know. I don't know what these other teams are gonna do. So it's like yeah, you just think about it like I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see. What he said. We'll see. Um, who else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I was going to talk about because I was obviously bringing up the Olympics. I'm talking about basketball. I haven't followed soccer too much. I watched soccer. I watched Uruguay play. Uruguay played somebody. I don't know if it was Canada or somebody. They played somebody the other day, and they had tied it in like the 80. It was like the 84th minute. So it was crazy. Um, it was crazy, but nah. I feel like you have to have a lot of patience to watch soccer for sure. Cause yeah, soccer, yeah, as a fan of soccer, you gotta be patient. But as a player, yes, you gotta be in shape. That's all I'm gonna say. Soccer, you gotta be in shape for sure. Like it's not even just all the running, but you gotta be able to control the ball. You gotta be able to look for your teammates. You gotta be able to see where the goalie is at. You gotta be able to adjust your body. Like nah, I respect nah. Ever since I've been a kid, ever since I was a kid, ever since I started watching sports in general, I've always respected soccer players because soccer players are some of the most athletic people you're gonna meet. Like for real, you ain't gonna find a fat soccer player. I can tell you that right now. If you do, he ain't been playing for a while. I can tell you that right now. If you find somebody who said they played soccer, whether it's professionally or whatever, at any level, high school, whatever, if they're fat, they're not currently playing soccer. They'll probably play it like every now and then, but you ain't gonna find a soccer player. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Any soccer, like any team that you watch in the Olympics, you ain't finding nobody that's fat. Nobody. You wanna know why? Cause they're running 90 minutes straight running. They might jog a little bit. They might walk sometimes, but nah, they running for sure. I wouldn't say straight because they do have to have time at 45 minutes, but that's 45 minutes of straight running. Like you run, like you got to, and sometimes you got to run links. Like them soccer fields is not small. You feel me? Like them soccer fields is not small. Sometimes you got to jump. You know what I'm saying? You got to jump high. It's a lot that go into soccer. So any and everybody that plays soccer, whether it's professionally, high school, whatever it is, whatever level, I salute you because them is athletes for sure. But soccer, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to soccer, so I can't really speak too much on soccer. But I always do like enjoy watching the World Cup. I think yeah, right now they're doing like the Euro Cup and stuff like that. But I haven't been watching too much of it. But I'll get up to date on that. And then track. I've always loved watching track since I was a kid. Track, obviously, Shakiri, doing her thing. I'm just proud. I'm just proud, man. She's able to get back on that platform because they really try to write her off over that little situation where she was smoking weed. Which at the end of the day, she made a mistake. She messed up, but to try to write her off and say she was this or that, people just didn't really give her a chance. So I'm glad she back doing what she doing what she love. She ain't done. What I'm saying? She gonna keep going. She gonna get better. What I'm saying? I feel like she the best, but we gonna see once Olympics come, and I'm definitely excited for that. But I'm trying to think of any other sports that I really follow. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just say this right now. That football shit, like, what is that, bro? Like, who is y'all selecting for this USA Olympics football? Like, what? America? Like, no. Who is y'all? Y'all must be selecting some bums. I'm sorry. Like, y'all, bro, can't be, bro. I look, man. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. Cause I swear, I seen something the other day on the internet that just pissed me off. It was something that had to do with the. It was USA versus Japan. It was the U17. Yeah, it was the U17. Japan told him, bro. Japan beat the shit out of them. Like for real. I think it was the U17. Let me see. Yeah, this was. Oh, this was, yeah. This is the national team. USA team inexplicably loses to Japan in American football. Yeah, you see that shit. This is on Google, by the way. My camera obviously is the best, but final score is 41-20. Yeah, it's 41-20. And it's not even, first of all, shout out to Japan. It's not even a knock on them. But it's in the fucking name, bro. We invented football. Like, what the fuck is you talking about, bro? How the fuck is you losing to Japan? Like, bro, what? Football's not even the most popular. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're losing to countries where football's not even the most popular sport, bro, you gotta reevaluate, bro. Who's on the U.S. national team, bro? There's no way. There's no way. And it's not even that you're losing. It's how you're losing. They're thumping you. Like they stepping on you, bro. Like that is diabolical. I'm not gonna lie to you. Losing like that is crazy. Like I'm not gonna lie. It is insane. But it is what it is. You do what you gotta do, right? No, y'all motherfuckers gotta do better. And I guess they won gold, so you know that's what's up. Shout out to Japan. Their first gold medal, I think, in country's history. So that's lit for them. Congrats on that. But Team USA, y'all gotta do fucking better. Entirely better. That shit's diabolical. unacceptable. I expect better. Um, Even if y'all don't, okay, it's fine if y'all don't get niggas from the NFL. That's fine. Like, okay, I'm sure people don't want to be like, oh, I just played the whole fucking season. Why would I want to go do that? That's understandable. And the wear and tear of football is understandable. But at least get some college motherfuckers. Get some motherfuckers that might go to the NFL or somebody from the USFL or something. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all pissing me off. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for the Olympics. Yeah, just, that football part is disappointing, though, for real. But moving on to the next, I guess, scenario. One thing I do want to talk about, I wouldn't even say this is a serious topic, but it might be serious. I don't know. So, is accountability. I want to talk about accountability and consistency. Like, I'm going to, combine these two together. Accountability and consistency. So, the first thing with accountability. So, what is accountability? Accountability, I'll just do a brief summarization of the definition. Accountability is basically when you take ownership of your choices, good or bad. So, for example, I'm just taking an example. So, accountability, let's say, not condoning this, not saying this is right, but let's say you rob a bank, right? Don't know why this is the first thing that popped in my head. Don't ask. I'm not thinking about robbing the bank. Please don't. Don't associate that with anything. But let's say you rob the bank, right? And you got your homie or you got somebody, your partner with you, and y'all robbed the bank, and you get caught, but your homie ended up, you know, they they didn't get caught, whatever, blah blah blah. So they ask, okay, so where were you at when this happened? Being accountability is when you say, if you're at the police station or they question you, and they ask what was your involvement or what did you do? Like, shit, I was trying to rob the bank. That's being accountable. That's taking up. It's like, hey, I did it. That's on me. If whatever happens to your homie, that's cool. That's on him. He got to figure that out. But you're just taking up. You're just taking responsibility and ownership of what you did, your part of the situation. No matter even if he snitched on you, like that's fine. No, it ain't. But you got to see me because you was in it too. But if it's a situation like that, like you taking accountability, you like, hey, I don't know what he was doing, blah blah blah. I robbed it. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get some money, blah blah blah, whatever. That's being accountable. That's okay. Let me try to think of a different scenario. I think that was a solid one, but let me think of a different one. Okay, so let me see. Let's say you got with a chick, right? And y'all argue. Okay, y'all go to like what I'm saying? Y'all argue, and then y'all go to, y'all go to a restaurant or something, and the whole time y'all just arguing. Like you're trying to be cool, you're trying to be cordial, but she just wants to yell, she wants to talk over you, she wants to cut you off, she wants to be disrespectful, blah blah blah. And y'all in a public setting, right? So everything, blah 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 boils over, y'all leave the restaurant, go home, and y'all talk about it. Accountability, and I'm not trying to call nobody out or pick on nobody, but this is a good situation. So accountability would be her acknowledging that she shouldn't have been yelling. Even if y'all was arguing, if y'all had a disagreement, whatever, she shouldn't have been yelling. She shouldn't have been talking over you. She shouldn't have been disrespectful. That's being accountable. It's like, okay, I realize, I messed up. I did, you know, something that was wrong, and also it was, showing, you don't have any manners. Um, it's just really accountability is just taking ownership for your role, what you contributed to. Most of the time it's a problem. What you contributed to a problem or an issue or something that happened, something that you might have had to apologize for, whatever. um I feel like accountability is something that a lot of people shy away from, nowadays because they don't want to. People don't want to face the reality. They just want to think. People have a certain way of thinking, and it just gets to a point where you're like, oh, well, no, I'm not gonna think like that. But it's like, so you're not gonna fucking be an adult? You're not gonna like, you're not gonna be responsible? Like, you're not gonna like what? I'm so confused. Like, another good example is when people, for example, when they use like when they drink alcohol or when people, smoke or do drugs or anything, they'll say, "Oh, I wasn't like that because I was high or I was drunk or I was this or I was that." But it's like, I would say for me personally, I don't really do any of that stuff. I don't really drink. I don't really smoke. But if I was to, I would most likely be the same or an extended version of myself. So I'm gonna be the same either way. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. For me personally, I know people's different, but for you to blame like drugs, alcohol, or this or that for how you're acting, that's not being accountable at all because you knew the risk of taking that drug, you knew the risk of taking that drink, you knew the risk of smoking that blunt, you knew the risk of all that, and you still did it. And then you're like, oh, well, I only did that because I was this, or I only did that because I was this. But it's like you knew what was gonna happen. And if you didn't, why did you do it? So if you don't know what's gonna happen, why do it? It's like I don't understand. Like you're trying to beat around the bush or trying to go around in circles. It's like I wasn't, I wasn't in the right space or I wasn't this or I wasn't that. It's just it's just a repeating cycle. And I feel like today we have to be men and women. We have to be accountable like for our actions. Like we have to because it's not only better for you, but if you realize, what your role was in the situation, most of the time if the situation is bad and you can take that and grow from it and become a better person, why not do that? Instead of just, repeating the same cycle, going through the same stuff with people, you having the same kind of conversations with people. Stuff isn't changing. You notice their behavior not changing. Your behavior's not changing. It's like, what are we doing? Like, that's why I'm just be honest. When certain people say sorry, or when certain people say, "Oh, I didn't mean to make you feel like that," I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll just take that stuff with a grain of salt because they turned around and did the same thing or had the same kind of behavior. So I'm like, you told me then that you was sorry or you didn't mean to make me feel like that, but you doing the same thing. So it's like, are you gonna be accountable for you bullshitting right now? Like that's basically what you're doing. So it's like I just feel like accountability is something that a lot of people avoid. I'll say me firsthand, I'm one of the first people that admit I'm really big on accountability. So if I know I'm wrong, if I know I'm saying something that's not right or I'm doing something that's not right, I would hope, the people that surround me would check me or, something within me would be like, hey bro, you need to chill out or you need to focus or you need to, take that shit serious or whatever it is. I would hope someone is either around me or I can, think to myself or pray to God and be like, hey man, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do or that's not, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? That's not right. So, like I said, you can be accountable for good situations and bad. It don't always got to be bad, So you're like, hey man, take accountability for, you know, just being the best version of yourself, doing what you have to do. Take accountability for helping build people up. Be accountable for good stuff too. Don't always be accountable for the bad stuff. And I feel like sometimes you have to look at accountability too, because people could try to make you seem like you're not being accountable for shit that you don't have anything to do with. Like people try to make you accountable for their actions. I'm like, what? So you want me to take accountability for shit that you did? wait, make it make sense, bro. Like that's not making sense. You want me to take accountability for some shit that you should take accountability for? Like that's not. You gotta watch too, cause yeah, that's people will do that shit. They will try to gaslight you and try to make it seem like you're the bad person and you're just doing everything wrong. But it's whole time they the ones that's that repeating circle. Like I said, they going in circles, trying to deflect and not take accountability. They're just trying to deflect and make it seem like you're the bad person and you're doing everything wrong. So, and I've dealt with people like that. I've had to, I had to learn the hard way. Man, people like that, you don't need people like that in your life. Because people like that, they ain't gonna do nothing but waste your time, waste their time, and y'all not gonna get anywhere. So, if you can deal with people that are, that'll take accountability and their actions change, and you can see the progress and, see things, become better, then like if you have a dispute or disagreement with somebody and they say, "Man, I was wrong," this and that, or something happens, and you see their behavior changes, and that's, I mean, who wouldn't want that? So it's like I just feel like people, say you gotta watch people too because they try to deflect and try to make it seem like you're the worst person in the world. So you gotta accountability is also something you gotta gauge too because I have caught myself many times in situations where I'm apologizing for shit that I shouldn't be apologizing for. It's like, wait, what the fuck did I do? Like, I didn't even. Hold on, bro. Like, that's not even. Sometimes you gotta stand your ground on accountability too, because it's like, you want me to be accountable for this shit? Oh no, no, not doing it. Mm-mm. So, and that also goes into, that's how you say accountability and consistency is the same. Because if you can be accountable for shit, you'll consistently let me breathe. You'll consistently have better behavior. Because if you're accountable for shit, what you might have did wrong or what you did good. Either way, and you see the progress. That shit's gonna help with consistency. And it could be accountability in anything. It could be accountability in your relationship, with family. It could be accountability with going to the gym. It could be accountability with work, school, or whatever the case is. Like it could be accountability with anything. Like as long as you see, okay, I'm responsible for doing this, this, and this, and blah blah blah. Whatever situation it is, if you see growth and you see you're moving in the right direction, that's going, that you're gonna become more consistent. And you're just gonna become better because you're gonna see that and you're like, well, shit, I don't want to go take 10 steps back. So shit, I want to take 10 steps forward. So and that's just gonna open different opportunities. You gonna you gonna meet certain type of people. You're gonna get certain type of opportunities, and it's just it's gonna change for the better. So, and that's one thing because I always tell people everything that I tell people. It's not just advice or stuff that I'm saying for them. I'm saying this stuff for me too. So, like, man, like everything that I say on this podcast is like, it's not just even if it's just, I'm just spitting game. Like I'm spitting it for myself too. I'm not just saying it for other people. I'm saying it for me too. So when y'all catch these gems I be dropping, man, just know I'm putting it in my back pocket too. So I just think that's you just gotta, you know, and that's a part of being an adult. Really, is just being accountable. Cause if you notice you're around certain people that's not accountable, or they try to deflect, or not really take accountability, then you notice they're childish and not as mature. But I'm telling you, you just gotta accountability and consistency. They go hand in hand. Watch, because when you start becoming more accountable and you start assessing what role you played or how you might have affected somebody or a situation or whatever the case may be, and you make progress and you make good strides in the right direction, consistent things are gonna be turning out consistently for you. So that's a major thing too. And that was pretty much all I had for the say for the accountability and consistency portion. Damn, we're getting this. of the podcast. But next thing I want to get into, this is really probably the last segment of the show. Just really what to expect and next episodes because I've really been this is one thing I've really been majorly slacking on is just getting people on the show. Just having guests and talking to people, getting different perspectives on stuff. So I'm gonna be doing that soon. I just got to figure out some things, but I'm gonna be doing that soon, and definitely a lot more consistency with this show or with this podcast coming soon because it's just a good outlet. I need to get I just need to find my core audience and figure out how to gauge everything. So I'm definitely going be more consistent, dropping episodes more consistently. And another thing I wanted to touch on too, because I want to try to make each season at least like 10 episodes. So this is probably gonna be episode 9, even though it's a big gap. I'm gonna try not to do that again, with the big gaps between episodes. But I'm gonna make one more episode for this season, and then it's gonna be the end of season 1, and then I'm gonna start season 2. So each season gonna be about 10 episodes, depending on the time frames and you know how everything is gauged. Everything is gonna be about 10 episodes, but we just gonna go from there. And then I was also wanted to tell y'all I did start a page specifically just for my podcast. I will have that in the description below. It's just called Lamont's Life, of course, obviously, and then it got the link to my personal page on Instagram. It's gonna be on Instagram, so if you want to go ahead and follow me on there. But if you haven't already, I don't know why I didn't say that in this video. That's how you know it's been a long time. But if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening, I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon. Like I'm there. I'm in places. So like, comment, subscribe, share. It don't take 2 seconds to share. Get my name out there. So I'm just trying to grow my core audience. Get to as many people as I can. But I appreciate any and everybody tuning in, listening, watching. So, because without y'all, without the support, I can't grow. I can't get to where I'm trying to get to. But follow me on social media. That's also gonna be at the end of this video. I'm not gonna put that in the description. That's doing too much. But yeah, the social medias is gonna be at the end of this video. And I'm trying to think of anything else before I get off here. Also, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I want to thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for sure. Because without him, I wouldn't have woke up today. I wouldn't have been able to do this, be on this platform. And also, the last thing I want to say is, if you have a dream, or not to get like sentimental or anything, but if you have a dream and you have goals, no matter what comes up, if something comes up, or if you have a roadblock, or if you work in a job and you get fired and stuff ain't going right, man, just get just get to a place, man, where you can. And I'm not trying to push God on everybody because I know everybody's. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you got to be Christian, but man, get in touch with God. Like, get in touch with, just get into a place where you're safe. You can talk to him. Like, you don't even have to. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be whatever. Whatever you believe in. Get in touch with God. Just have a simple conversation with him, even if you don't know where to start, if you don't know how to pray, whatever it is. You can just say, "Hey God," if you just somewhere by yourself, or you just gathering your thoughts, collecting your thoughts, just put your head down, trust in Him, because one thing He'll never do, He'll never leave you nor forsake you. So just put your trust in Him. You know, let Him work through you, be His vessel, and don't quit, don't give up. It's gonna get hard. It's gonna get times where you're like, man, it's bullshit, bro. I don't even want to do this. It might be times where you struggling, lights might get cut off, bills might not be paid. You might think about where your next meal might come from. I'm not saying everybody's situation is the same. You might be thinking struggling is not being able to, you know, I don't know, not being able to use the Wi-Fi or something. You might think that's struggling. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, no matter what your situation is, man, just trusting God, man. Trusting yourself, trusting your abilities. Whether you have, high school diploma, a GED, whether you didn't graduate high school, whether you got a degree, whatever you are good at, legally, of course. Don't be out here selling drugs now. But but man, whatever your skills is, if you're going through a tough time, use those skills for good. Don't try to sell yourself short. So, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing this podcast, because I want to be a positive message. I want to be a good role model, because I don't, I don't have everything. I don't have everything. I have, a good situation around me, and I have good family. I have good friends. I got a good support system, but, you know, I'm middle class. I live in the middle of nowhere. I don't say the middle of nowhere, but I'm middle class. I'm not some rich dude that's just chilling. Like, I'm just a regular dude, and I'm trying to use this platform as something to be a positive influence on people. So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not no big hotshot celebrity. I don't know no celebrities. I don't know you know anyone that's like super famous. So it's like, I mean, I don't you know I'm just a regular dude. So whatever it is, man, whatever platform or whatever just figure out what your abilities are, man. Trust in God. Pray. If you don't know how to pray, just have conversations with him, because you don't have to pray to talk to God. You can just talk to him. You know, that's like, it's just little stuff. So I just feel like, I just had to say that. I just had to, the Lord had that on my heart. So I had to say that. But at the end of the day, God bless everyone that's tuning in, that's listening, that's watching, and it's a lot coming soon for sure. I'm definitely gonna get back to the consistency, not just with this, but in life, because life does not get any shorter, and you don't get any younger. So once again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, listening, watching. Do everything I said, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. But other than that, thank you. God bless you. We out. Peace.
D.A. George in your speakers.